If you lived in the Smile universe where there's this, like, I guess very happy demon that latched onto you after seeing somebody brutally murdered in front of you, or seeing somebody bash their own face with a weight plate, which very quickly makes you lose your mind until you die within a week by killing yourself in a horrible way in front of another person, unless you gruesomely murder somebody in front of a person, which then transfers the demon onto them. And unless you're a complete psychopath or just like rather go to prison forever, killing somebody in front of a person is not going to be an option. So is there another way where you can actually survive that bitch ass demon from Smile 2? Now we're going to go through Sky Riley's experience to see what we could do differently to survive the Smile demon, or if it's even possible to survive the Smile demon. So in this scenario, we're like a really big celebrity that used to have a drug and alcohol addiction, and about a year ago we got in a really bad car accident that left our spouse dead and left us fucked up. So now we have really bad back pain, so we're going to our drug dealer to get some Vicodin just for the back pain, not to get anything else, I promise. So the first thing that happens when we go and see our drug dealer is he grabs us, puts us inside his apartment, and puts a sword to our throat, which is not ideal, especially because he looks like super drugged up and like he's so paranoid, and it's like what's going on there? Why did you just put a sword to my throat? What's happening? So he tells us that he's been experiencing some weird, freaky, haunted house shit. So then with like a super freaked out look on his face, he looks at us and he's like, yo, do you believe in like weird stuff? And Sky Riley, instead of like asking any follow-up questions, she's like, yeah, I'm gonna go, which is like a good instinct to have, because he just like put a sword to her throat and he's being very weird. And then Lewis is like, oh no, I'm sorry, like I'm being dumb. And like on one hand, like I want to get the fuck out of here because I'm scared, like what's happening. But then on the other hand, like I really need that Vicodin. This is so I'm in a tough position, but I'm gonna ask follow-up questions like, what do you mean freaky shit? Like what do you mean by weird freaky shit? Like tell me, elaborate on it. But also he looks like he's been doing a bunch of drugs, so I'm just gonna assume that he's having like a really bad trip and that's what's going on. But whatever, he's like, I'm so sorry, I'll be right back with your Vicodin, it's gonna be awesome, love you, I'll be right back. So then fuck it, I'm gonna wait for a bit, just because I need the Vicodin, my back hurts, like I said. So we're waiting for him to go get the Vicodin, but he's taking like a long ass time. So then we're like, alright, what the fuck? So we go and check on him, and as we're approaching his room, he runs out of his room, freaking the fuck out, screaming, where did you come from? What do you mean, where did you come from? We just had a full ass conversation on how you're gonna give me Vicodin because of my back. But then all of a sudden he starts freaking out even more, and he looks like up and behind us, and he's like, no, get away from me, leave me alone. And we're looking behind us and looking up, and like there's nothing there. So like what the fuck is happening? And then he starts to choke, and it's like, is this motherfucker really ODing right now before he could even get me my Vicodin? No, I'm just kidding. But like he's ODing right now. Like what the fuck do I do? So then we go and check on him and trying to see if he's okay, and then it looks like he died. And so we're like, what the fuck? Like did he just OD right now? But then he looks at us and smiles at us in the creepiest fucking way possible, and then with that same creepy ass smile, he sits up like the Undertaker and then starts to reach for that weight plate with that same creepy ass fucking smile. And at this point is where human instinct kicks in, and it's like fight, flight, or freeze. And in this case, like at this point, I'm thinking he's just being a fucking crazy junkie. So I'm gonna run away as fast as I possibly can, and I promise you he's not catching up to me. Which at that point, the Smile demon is gonna have to fucking figure it out, because you're not catching up to me, so you're not gonna be able to traumatize me by bashing your own face with a fucking weight plate. Now where Riley got is that her instinct is freeze. So she just froze there and just saw everything happen. Like if he would have decided that he actually was just gonna attack her and kill her right then and there, she would have been fucked. So I honestly think if your instinct was to run away, like you wouldn't have witnessed him bash his own face in with a metal plate, and you would have been fine. So that's like one way that you would have been able to survive the Smile demon. But like at this point, you don't even know that there's a Smile demon. You just think he's a crazy drug addict. So whatever. Let's just say we stayed there, witnessed him do that, and now we're infected with the Smile demon. And it's not just because you're like infected with the Smile demon, but like seeing somebody bash their own face in with a metal plate, that's gonna fuck you up a little bit. That's gonna make you think about that for a very long time. So that first night, Riley's laying in bed, and then she hears like flesh like falling off the bone, and then she's like looks around the room creeped out, and it's dark, and then she kind of sees a silhouette of Lewis's bashed-in face. She turns on the light and nothing's there. And at this point, you obviously still don't know that there's a demon that attached to you that's gonna make you lose your mind by the end of the week, and it's gonna kill you. You're just thinking like, I just saw somebody bash their own face in with a metal plate. Like of course I'm gonna think that for a while, like probably forever, but like you don't think like there's a demon that attached to you. The next day you're in your dressing room, and then you get a text from an unknown number that says, hey, by the way, were you in Lewis's apartment last night? And like getting a text message like that just like right after everything that just happened, it like, what a nightmare. Like what, like fuck, this sucks. But before you could even react or even think about what to do next, you hear that same flesh falling off the bone sound and look around the room freaked out, of course, but you don't see shit. But then when you turn around and look at the mirror, you see Lewis clear as day standing right behind you. And not only that, but then you see him grab your face in the mirror and like make you smile. No, that's a problem. And I still don't know if this is the point where I would ask for professional help, because I'm just thinking like, hey, I just saw somebody bash their face in, and that definitely messed me up, but I should get better. I should feel better eventually. Like, it's still gonna stick with me forever, but I should feel better. But at the same time, I still would be concerned because I'm literally hallucinating shit, and that's not good. But you don't even have time to process that, because immediately your mom and your assistant walk into the room and like you guys are talking about like what you guys have to do next and shit, and like you can't just tell them everything you just gone through, because then they're gonna be like, hey, are you using drugs again? And like, that's not good. It's just like not a conversation you want to have. So then you just like kind of just have to go on with your day. And now you're doing meet and greets and everything's like fine, I guess. And then some creepy ass guy, you have to take a picture with him, and then he's like saying like that you look sad and like you guys would be happy together, and then he like starts to grab you and saying like, I love you so much, oh, we should be together, yes. And he's like, he's also fucking disgusting looking, like don't touch me, you're disgusting. So that moment like totally freaks us the fuck out. So like now we have to take a moment and like get our composure back, and then right after that, some creepy ass girl like is just like smiling and not saying shit to me. And this is actually the first time that we see somebody smile creepily like that. That's eerily similar to the same way that Lewis was smiling at me, but I don't know if I would still make that connection, because it's just like maybe she's just a weird fucking kid. And like now we're home or whatever, and then we're trying to unwind, and then we chug a water, we leave it on the counter, and then we call our friend that like we haven't talked to in a year, because we were a bitch to her. And then I call her and I tell her, hey, like I miss you so much, like I'm sorry I was being such a fucking piece of shit, but like come over, like let's hang out, like I miss you, like let's talk. And surprisingly, she's like, okay, yeah, I'll be there in like about 45 minutes. So while I wait for her, I start working on my music or whatever, and then I hear that same bottle that I put down break on the floor, and that's weird, because I think I'm alone in the house. I hope I'm alone in the house, so like, what the fuck what's going on? So whatever, I go and I get a broom to try to clean it up, and then I see that shirt that I signed for that disgusting freak in the meet and greet, and okay, that's a problem. Now, what I would do in this situation is, as soon as I see that shirt on the floor, I'm leaving my apartment. I'm not doing any further investigating. I'm getting the fuck out and I'm calling the police. Of course, afterwards, I'm gonna look like an insane person, because once the police shows up, they're not gonna find shit because I was hallucinating. But what Riley does is that she investigates further. She sees that shirt, and then she sees all his clothes on the floor, and then looks into her room into the darkness and sees him naked, smiling at her in a creepy ass way, the same way that that little girl was looking at her smiling and that Lewis was looking at her smiling. So when Riley sees him, she's like frozen in fear, and then that disgusting freak starts to run after her. She runs away, and then when she opens the door to leave her apartment, her friend is at the door, and then she's like, what the fuck? And then she looks back and nobody's there. So of course her friend is like super confused, and after I searched the apartment and I verified that there was nobody there, and like for sure that I was hallucinating, I'm asking for help. Cause that's it. At that point, I'm convinced like, okay, I'm losing my mind. Like I'm going insane, cause I know I heard that bottle fall. I know I saw that clothes on the floor, and I know I saw that motherfucker in my room and running after me, and I heard it and I felt it, and it was real. And like turns out that none of it actually happened. Yeah, I'm concerned, and I'm gonna go see a doctor. I need help. And again, I don't know that I've been infected with some sort of demon. Like, I just think I'm losing my mind. And honestly, at this point, I don't even know if there's anything that a doctor could do, because even if you commit yourself into like one of those crazy people hospitals and like they tie you up and everything, you could still like bite off your tongue to like traumatize another person and infect them that way. So like, you're fucked. There's nothing to do at this point. And now the hallucinations are getting way worse, because I'm in rehearsal. I'm like rehearsing a dance or whatever, and then I fall and I feel my leg break, and I look at my leg and I see my bone coming out of my fucking leg. And then when somebody's like, oh, what's going on? What happened? I'm like, my leg. And then I look at my leg and my bone is not out of my body and I'm actually fine. What the fuck? What do you even do at that point? And like now my mom thinks that I'm doing drugs again, which let me tell you, I'm not, but I want to because of everything that's fucking happened the past couple of days. So yeah, I want to do some cocaine. I want to do some anything to not feel like this anymore. Obviously, don't do drugs. They're never the answer. And in this case, it's probably going to make it even worse. So just don't fucking do it. I'm just saying I would want to. I wouldn't, but I would want to. Also, Riley had this commitment to speak at an underage youth charity thing, and she had told her mom, like, Mom, I cannot do it. Like, I'm not in the headspace. And the mom pretty much like coerced her to like do it. So Riley showed up, and then she started reading off the teleprompter, and then the teleprompter like all of a sudden just like stopped. So she had to wing it, and let's just say like it did not go well. And in the middle of her speech, she hallucinated her dead husband walking up to her with that same creepy ass smile as Louis, that little girl, and that disgusting freak. So of course we're feeling insane. Like what is happening to me? But then we get a text from that same unknown number that says like, hey, you're not crazy. Like everything you're experiencing is real. Look, this is a video video of Lewis 4 days ago. And when we look at the video, we see Lewis like recording shit that's like not there, and he's saying like, oh my god, do you guys see this? This is so crazy. Look at it. Look, this motherfucker's looking at me. Like, look at him. And obviously we don't see shit in the camera because it's the smile demon fucking with him the same way that that bitch has been fucking with us this whole time. So then we meet up with the guy that's been texting us from that unknown number. So then we meet up with him and he tells us like everything that we've gone through, like other people have gone through the same shit, and the only way to stop the smile demon is to like pretty much we have to kill ourselves. And then when he tells Riley that, she's like, no, I'm not gonna do that, which like fair enough, because like I don't want to kill myself. Like I want to get rid of the demon, but like I don't want to kill myself. But remember, we're famous as shit, so while we're having this conversation with him, everybody recognizes us and then they're like, oh my god, it's you, I love you so much, this and that, like, and like, no, I gotta get the fuck out of here. So we leave. Once we get home and we turn on the lights to our closet, we see a bunch of people smiling at us in that same creepy ass way. And this time Riley's reaction is actually to run away. Good, that's a good instinct. Flight is a good instinct. But when we try to run away, all these motherfuckers catch up to us and they start to beat the fuck out of us. They like bang our head against the piano, they start to pull our hair and shit, and they start to like, they shove an arm in our mouth and throat. Like, that's not fun, that's not cool, that's not nice. And like, if you didn't think that this whole time the hallucinations weren't bad enough, getting your ass beat by your hallucination should open your eyes. But then we wake up in a rich person hospital and our mom tells us like, oh, you passed out and like you hit your head and like you've been dehydrated, like is everything okay? And you're like, no, not really. But then she's like, well, you're gonna have to go on tour, so like get your shit together pretty much. And then you're like, bitch, you have not been listening to me. Like I cannot go on tour, like I can't do it. And then you hallucinate her stabbing herself to death with a piece of broken glass, and then when you look down, you see that you're the one that had the piece of glass. So then we're freaking the fuck out because like, what the fuck, like I don't remember stabbing my mom to death. And like everybody's gonna think that we stabbed her, and like everybody's gonna think we're murderers and shit. So when we try to leave the hospital, our assistant sees blood on us, and then he fucking exposes us and tells everybody like, oh my god, everybody, we need help here. So then we steal a gun from the security guard, and then we like try to run away, and then when we're in the street, we see our friend with coffee randomly, and then we're like, oh my god, like I need to get the fuck out of here. So then we see our driver, and then we like steal the fucking car from him. So when our friend wants to come with us, we're like, no, like I don't want you to get in trouble. And then she's like, no, ride or die, remember, bitch? And then we're like, okay, I guess. So then we're in the car and she's like driving, but it turns out that she's been a hallucination this whole time. Then when we go and meet up with the guy that told us to kill ourselves, not in a hateful way, but like in a way to like maybe survive, and we come face to face with the smile demon, and the smile demon is like, hey, like there's like nothing you could do to beat me, bitch. Like you're not gonna survive. Matter of fact, you're my bitch actually, and get ready because you're about to go on stage, ho. So then we go on stage and we're confused as fuck because like everything that just happened didn't really happen. And then like right in the middle of the stage, we go face to face with the actual smile demon, and then we like deep throat him, and then we kill ourselves in front of all of our audience and like traumatize them. So like now we pretty much transfer the demon onto them, and then we die, and that's how the movie ends. And like looking back through the whole movie, the only way that I think that we could actually survive was right before Lewis killed himself, when he was about to grab that metal plate. If we would have ran away and not seen him bash his own face in with that metal plate, that's the only thing that I could think of that would have let us survive. But once we got infected with the smile demon, I really don't know if there's anything you could really do to survive that shit. Like that smile demon is kind of OP. There's like really nothing you could do to survive him. At least there's nothing you could do to survive that smile demon and like have a regular life afterwards. But I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Like, do you think there's anything else you could do besides like running away in the beginning of the movie? Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please give a like and subscribe if you haven't. Have a good night, good time, good life.